Remember, in 2014, I had one nomination, and I went.
What kind of magic is that?
No, it's not magic at all.
You only get nominated once, and then you manage to win the 2023. Fast forward to 2020 to 2019, you also have one nomination, and you're so much optimistic that you're going to win this.
Well,
how does that add up? I need to understand, I think, with the viewers in mind, how does this really add up with you?
Simple. But it starts in 2020. In 2011, I contested the post of Secretary for Information and Publicity. After coming from prison, I was coming from prison when the Congress was approaching. I was nominated by 3 provinces only out of the 15. And I went on to win by 1,600 votes. I was nominated in 2014 by 1 province out of 12. I went on to win by almost 1,000 votes. I was nominated by 1 province in this election. It is possible for me to win by even a bigger margin. The point is, nominations don't matter. People go for nomination in order to be on the ballot paper. And whether you get 11 nominations, 12 nominations, 1 nomination, you will be on the ballot paper. So my comrades, after getting a nomination, waste a lot of their time trying to amass some more nominations. It's like a person getting a grade 7 certificate and going again for the exam for another grade 7 certificate, grade 7 certificate, grade 7 certificate. It's not very smart in my view. What I do is that once I get my nomination, I set my sight on the main election. And this is what I sought to do.
Honorable Mwonzora, out of interest then, what do you think makes you very few nominations? Because we need to understand just the dynamics. If people have got confidence in you, why is it they don't express this during the nomination and they only have to come out during the actual votes?
Well, it depends on the conditions of the nomination. I think 2014 the conditions were bad. 2019 you had a few complaints about the conditions during the nomination process. So it happens that way. It just happens that way. I got my nomination, and that's what I'm happy about. I got my nomination. I am on the same ballot paper as the person who got more nominations than me. There's one picture of him, there's one name of him, there's one picture for me, there's one name for me. So the number of nominations does not matter.
How do you respond to allegations that you actually buy votes because you don't have that actual nomination at large, but then you then miraculously win elections? How do you respond to that?
I do not have the money to buy votes. I'm not a very rich man. I'm not a rich man in fact. I'm a simple lawyer, simple parliamentarian, and so on. So I do not have the money to buy people. And how come there are no people who come and say we have been bought anyway? Why should people forget that I took part in the drafting of the constitution of this country? Why should people forget that the constitution that we wrote in 2013 was actually my 3rd attempt at writing the national constitution? Why should people forget that in 1995, at the age of 27, I tried to stop the presidential election in the Supreme Court. I was unsuccessful. Why do people forget that in 1997, again as a young lawyer, I think I was 29, I went to court, challenged the constitutionality of the Political Parties Finances Act and won. Why would people forget that? Why would people forget that I actually won Secretary General before? And when they meet me in an election like this.
An interesting issue that you just raised on the Political Finance Act. The MDC was supposed to get funding from this same act that you helped build. But today, I understand the MDC was not paid a dime for this Congress. What's your response to this? Or at all, if you can confirm such a development?
Yes, I can confirm. And I can say that this was totally unfair. We budgeted for this Congress with that money in mind. And over the years, every time we have our own Congress, if the money has not come, we make a case. And I personally went to make a case with the Minister of Justice and his permanent secretary.
What was their response of denying you such a constitutional?
They actually promised us that they were going to give us, and they were going to give us by Wednesday last week. And when we followed up, they simply didn't give us.
How much are we talking about?
We are talking in the region of $4.8 million, and this Congress was going to cost us much less. But you see, we were then unable to accommodate our people decently. But you see the resilience of our people. They slept on the floor. Some of them did not have good meals, but they are still here because these people love. I did not drop last minute. I announced that I was not going to run for president with 8 nominations to go. Now, a person with my history, 8 nominations are quite a lot of opportunities. I was going to strike one of them, or 2, or 3 even. So I did not withdraw halfway, as Jonathan Moyo and company will always say.
You announced this in your home area, that's Manicaland, and that which is perceived to be your stronghold area, so to say. And that area did not elect you for the Secretary General. Do you think your chances should you have been nominated anyway?
What you must put in mind is that Manicaland did not have to elect me for president because I had announced that I was not running for it. Mm-hmm. I made the announcement before any process started. The announcement was made at 9 a.m. The process was completed at 3 a.m. the following morning. So they already knew that I was not running for the presidency. But look, as I have always said, I am not a tribal leader. It's wrong to say Manicaland is my stronghold. I actually win a lot in Harare. I actually win a lot in Blawayo. I have never lost in Mashonaland Central. I have never lost in the Midlands. I have never lost in Mashonaland East. I have marginally lost in Mashingo. So I am not based in Manicaland politically. I am a national leader.
And today, what are your expectations as far as this elected Congress is concerned?
Well, if things move well and a free and fair process happens, I will win.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mwonzora. It's been a very long one with you. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Honorable.